What if I told you that one of the largest cities in the world was once a floating island, ruled by an empire of warriors and engineers, and that its ruins still lie beneath your feet today? You're walking through downtown Mexico City, traffic, street food, skyscrapers, but right beneath your feet, a sunken empire. One of the most powerful civilizations in the Americas was buried right here, and its ruins are still below the pavement. This is the story of how the mighty Aztec capital of Tenochtitlan became one of the world's biggest cities, and why the past isn't as buried as it seems. Most people are unaware they're walking atop the ruins of one of the world's greatest cities, their footsteps echoing over stones that once formed sacred temples and bustling marketplaces. This wasn't always Mexico City. Centuries ago, it was Tenochtitlan, the magnificent capital of the Aztec Empire, a city built on water and dreams, renowned for its beauty and ingenuity. The grand cathedral that towers above the square today, it was built from the very stones of a demolished Aztec temple, blending the old world with the new in every block and column. To truly understand Mexico City, you must peel back these layers and look beyond the colonial facades, searching for the echoes of ancient rituals and lost empires. The story begins not with conquest, but with a prophecy and a group of determined migrants, guided by visions and the promise of a new home. Their journey led them to a swampy island in the middle of a vast lake, an impossible place to build a city, yet a place destined for greatness. Against all odds, they created a city that would astound the world, a marvel of engineering and culture, and leave a legacy that endures to this day. Welcome to the story of Tenochtitlan, a journey through time, where the past and present walk side by side. The Mexica, a Nahuatl-speaking people, wandered for generations, searching for a sign from their god Huitzilopochtli. Their journey was long and filled with hardship as they crossed vast deserts and rugged mountains, driven by faith and the hope of a promised homeland. The prophecy was clear: an eagle perched on a cactus, devouring a serpent. This vision would reveal the place where they were destined to build their city, a sacred sign that would guide their future. Pushed to the marshy edges of Lake Texcoco, the Mexica finally saw the sign in 1325. The landscape was harsh and unwelcoming, but their spirits soared with hope and determination. An eagle, wings outstretched, stood on a nopal cactus clutching a snake. It was a moment of awe and reverence, a powerful confirmation of their faith and perseverance. This inhospitable island was their destiny. Surrounded by water and reeds, it seemed impossible to settle. Yet the Mexica saw opportunity where others saw only obstacles. Building here was a challenge, but the Mexica were ingenious. They used their skills and creativity to transform the swampy land into a thriving home. They created chinampas, floating gardens anchored with willow trees, to expand their land and grow food. These ingenious gardens turned water into fertile fields, feeding a growing population. Canals became streets, and people traveled by canoe. Life flourished on the water, and the city's unique layout became a marvel of engineering and adaptation. The city grew from that prophetic spot, a testament to faith and innovation. Tenochtitlan became a center of culture, trade, and power, admired by all who visited. The eagle, cactus, and serpent became the core of Mexican identity, now emblazoned on the national flag. This symbol unites the past and present, reminding all Mexicans of their shared heritage. It symbolizes triumph over adversity and the deep connection between people and land. The spirit of the Mexica endures in every harvest and every celebration. Tenochtitlan was more than a city. It was a cosmic center where heaven, earth, and the underworld met. Its temples and plazas echoed with the rhythms of life and the mysteries of the universe. From this vision, a great civilization was born. Its legacy continues to inspire, shaping the identity of a nation. The prophecy lives on in every Mexican heart, a story of resilience, unity, and hope for generations to come. Tenochtitlan became a wonder of the ancient world, astonishing the Spanish when they first arrived. By the early 1500s, it was larger than any European city, with over 200,000 people. The city's grid design centered on the Templo Maya, a double pyramid for the gods of war and rain. 3 wide causeways connected the island to the mainland, with removable bridges for defense. Aqueducts brought fresh water, and barges collected waste, systems ahead of their time. The markets overflowed with gold, feathers, chocolate, and more, dazzling the Spanish. Tenochtitlan was a vibrant, orderly metropolis, challenging old ideas of a primitive new world. The Aztecs built a sustainable, beautiful city in a harsh environment. This floating metropolis was the culmination of centuries of cultural development, but soon it would face its greatest trial. The world of the Aztecs was about to change forever. In 1519, Hernán Cortés and his Spanish forces landed on the Gulf Coast, stepping onto a land that would soon be changed forever. Their arrival marked the beginning of a dramatic and tragic chapter in world history. The Aztecs, uncertain if these strangers were gods or invaders, hesitated. Rumors and fear spread quickly through the empire as no one had ever seen men or ships like these before. Cortés exploited divisions, allying with tribes resentful of Aztec rule, especially the Tlaxcalans. These alliances gave the Spanish crucial knowledge of the land and thousands of new warriors. With thousands of indigenous allies, the Spanish marched on Tenochtitlan, the heart of the Aztec Empire, determined to seize its legendary riches and power. Emperor Moctezuma welcomed them, hoping to avoid conflict, a fatal mistake. He offered gifts and hospitality, believing diplomacy might save his people. The Spanish soon took Moctezuma hostage, and tensions exploded into violence. The fragile peace shattered as suspicion and fear gripped both sides. The people of Tenochtitlan rose up, forcing the Spanish to flee in the bloody night of sorrows. Many Spaniards and their allies died in the chaos, and the survivors barely escaped with their lives. Cortés regrouped, returned, and laid siege to the city for 80 brutal days. The once great city was surrounded, cut off from the outside world, and hope began to fade. The Spanish cut off food and water, and smallpox devastated the population. Disease, starvation, and despair swept through Tenochtitlan, weakening its defenders. After fierce fighting, Tenochtitlan fell in 1521. The city's temples and palaces were reduced to rubble, and the survivors faced a grim new reality. The destruction was nearly total. The city was left in ruins. Centuries of Aztec civilization were brought to a sudden, violent end. Cortés wrote, "We could not walk without treading on the bodies of the dead." The scale of loss was unimaginable, and the world would never be the same. The great city was gone, its people decimated. The survivors faced a future filled with uncertainty and sorrow. The Aztec world had ended, but its story was far from over. The memory of Tenochtitlan would echo through the centuries. From the ashes, a new city would rise, and the legacy of the Aztecs would live on in the heart of Mexico. With Tenochtitlan in ruins, Cortés chose to build his new capital atop the Aztec city. This was a deliberate act of conquest, Spanish power rising from Aztec ashes. The new Mexico City was built using stones from destroyed temples and palaces. Canals were filled, and the floating city became a grid of streets for horses and carts. Spanish architecture dominated, but Aztec stones remained in the foundations. The indigenous past was buried, but never erased. The unstable lakebed caused buildings to sink, a reminder of the city's watery origins. The ground beneath Mexico City is a testament to this violent transformation. The city's very foundations tell the story of conquest and survival. For centuries, the Aztec past lay hidden beneath Mexico City's streets. Occasionally, construction workers unearthed pottery, carvings, or ancient walls. The most dramatic evidence is in the Zocalo, where the cathedral stands beside the excavated Templo Mayor. Here, the Spanish and Aztec worlds collide in stone. Throughout the city, colonial buildings reveal Aztec remnants, walls, pyramids, artifacts woven into daily life. Mexico City is a living archaeological site, constantly revealing new chapters of its history. Archaeologists work alongside builders, ready to preserve what emerges. The story of Tenochtitlan is not finished. It's being rediscovered every day. The city is a palimpsest, layer upon layer of history waiting to be read. In 1978, workers digging near the Zocalo struck a massive carved stone. It was the Coyolxauhqui stone depicting the dismembered Aztec moon goddess. Archaeologists realized they'd found the Templo Maya's exact location. This discovery sparked national pride and a major excavation project. Colonial buildings were demolished to unearth the temple's remains. Thousands of artifacts, ritual knives, masks, animal skeletons were uncovered. These finds revealed new insights into Aztec religion and daily life. The Templo Maya project continues, connecting modern Mexico with its ancient roots. The Coyolxauhqui stone brought Tenochtitlan's story back into the light. The city's buried past became a source of identity and pride. The ancient world was no longer forgotten. The Aztec legacy lives on in modern Mexico. Nahuatl words like chocolate, tomato, and avocado are part of everyday language. Mexican cuisine, corn, beans, chilies, tamales, has deep Aztec roots. The Mexican flag's eagle and serpent recall the founding myth of Tenochtitlan. This symbol unites the nation, honoring indigenous origins. The Day of the Dead blends Aztec and Catholic traditions, celebrating ancestors with marigolds and altars. Indigenous culture didn't disappear, it adapted and survived. The Aztec spirit endures in language, food, and celebration. It's a dynamic force, not a relic. The story of Tenochtitlan lives on in every aspect of Mexican life. Most visitors to Mexico City have no idea of the ancient world beneath their feet. The city is built atop another city, a modern world layered over an ancient one. Understanding this transforms a simple walk into an archaeological adventure. Cracks in the pavement and sunken buildings hint at the past below. Mexico City is a living text, its history embedded in every stone. This phenomenon is global. Rome, London, Istanbul, all built on layers of history. Our present is shaped by invisible stories beneath us. So next time you walk a city's streets, look closer. Listen for echoes of the past. They're just beneath the pavement, waiting to be found. The story of Tenochtitlan is everywhere if you know how to see it. Like and subscribe for more travel adventures.